Hey, what's going on? This is a video about the snapper pull start. If you're having problems like me, what happened is I'll be mowing with this thing. This is a 30-inch cut, old snapper. This is like a 1995 or 6. But anyway, back to it. If you're mowing and you hear a terrible screeching noise coming from what it seems is the pool starter, and you know, what it is this thing right here, this little ratchety thingy right here. What you do, I've done some research on this. Now I haven't taken this off yet, but I got the last bolt, and I was taking that off, and this off right here. And what the research said was this thing pops right off. This thing with a screwdriver, just a flathead screwdriver, and you don't even have to unscrew this from the crankshaft because I don't want to do that. But what you do is you take that out, and this shaft that's supposed to be on here is supposed to be crusty and rusty. So let's give it a shot. Kind of worried about this right here. Whoa! Hey, that was easy. Okay, let me set that down over here. And what do we got going on here? Okay, looks like some ball bearings and the little ratchety thingy. Let's see. Oh yeah, this thing hardly turns. Oh God. Okay, so what happens is this thing keeps spinning, and it makes a god-awful noise, and it's coming from the whole rope start dealio. And let's see, what they say is you take this off. Ooh, yeah, whoo! Whoa, look at that, missing some. I think there was a piece there that went around that, but that's okay. I'll just put a washer there if I have to. Let's see. Okay, now this part doesn't come off. It seems like it could. I don't know how it would get off, but anyway, the information that I seen was a little piece of metal in there. That ain't no good. But anyway, the information that I seen was you sand this with something real good, like anything better than 120. You know, something, just the very light sandpaper. You just sand this real good, and try to clean this up in here. And there's a little, I don't know if you can see it, but there's supposed to be like a little oil piece down there that holds oil, like a little piece of I don't know, some kind of fabric or something like that just holds oil. But you put automatic transmission fluid on here, not regular oil. Regular oil will seize this thing up again. Automatic transmission fluid is the best to use. But anyway, I just clean that up and put that back together, and you're good to go. And it is rusty and crusty, so and I'm just gonna grind that rest of that piece off right there and just put a washer, whatever the height that was. I'll measure that first. We'll be good to go. But that's it for that. If you want to see my snapper, it is a let's see, it's a 10 horsepower, 30-inch cut. It's the I'm not sure what model it is. It says somewhere on there. I'm not exactly sure where. But it's a good little mower. I've had this thing forever. And I've got this one over here. Now this one's a beast. This one is it's a 1980. This is the 41085. It had an 8.5 or 8 horsepower, something like that, motor on it. But it's got the little Thatcherizer thing on the front, and it's got a 41-inch deck. This is a big snapper for a snapper. But yeah, I had to put some new grips on there. The old ones that were on there, the black ones, every time I got off the mower, my hands were just covered in this black crap coming off from the old grip. So that was one upgrade I did, and I tried to weld that plate on there though. We'll see. It looks like it's gonna fall off, but I did repower this thing. This was the old motor right here. This was the old motor right here. 8 horsepower. This thing still runs, and there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, this is a fantastic motor. Ran and drove. Everything. I'm just saving it for something else. But when you hit big patches of grass and stuff like that, this thing would stop. And that would always get on my nerves. But I've got the giant 15 horsepower commercial, industrial commercial, yeah, with overhead valve. Yeah, I had to rig up a muffler on this thing because the one that this motor originally came with, it was crazy. I think it's that laying over there. But anyway, it wouldn't fit because this thing was in the way, and I'm not cutting that off. That's the best thing about these snappers, is the back thing right there where you can stand them up and clean the deck after you mow the wet grass and, you know, spray the deck and all this stuff. But I've done a whole bunch of different little things on this thing as well. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, I just put these anti-scalp balls on here. These wheels. Look at those cheap things. 15 bucks a piece. This is what the old ones look like right here. As you can see, this one's pretty coned up. This was on the other side and it looked pretty good, but look at it. It was a big solid piece of, I don't know what this is. I guess it's a polyurethane, something like that. But I mean, these ones are a lot more better than the new ones. I almost didn't put them on, but you know, I was like, well, I already paid for them and all that. I put them on. They're a little bit smaller. Yeah, but I like this mower. I enjoy cutting with this thing, and it has such a wide cutting. You know, I mean, you know, 41. Really ain't that much bigger than 30. It really isn't. You know, what does it take? One more stripe? One or two more stripes? You know. I don't know. I know it says 42 right here, but this thing came off another tractor. I found this thing and just put it on there because I didn't have no deflector. And I don't ride without no deflector no more. I got to find one for this thing. It's dangerous. I didn't think it used to be dangerous. You know, I didn't care. And I'd lift those things up and just drive around like that. But a while back, I shot a rock out and broke my fence. Yeah, broke a hole in the wooden fence. I couldn't believe it. Wow. But yeah, this video just turned into a random pile of crap. But there's another motor I'm working on right there. That's a Vanguard 15 horsepower V-twin. That's a monster. It's like a 1990. Inside and everything looks real good, but it needs a carburetor or a carburetor rebuild. A rebuild for that's $100. So I got that kind of on the back burner there. But yeah. Yeah, very nice snapper. I love this thing. This thing rides and cuts like a dream. It really does. It's kind of uncomfortable though. It ain't like riding a nice like one of them Troy Builts or something like that, you know, with a super nice seat and all that. I mean, look at how much this thing is leaning forward. When you sit on this damn thing, it's kind of weird, but you definitely feel it after 2 hours or so of riding, you know, but it keeps going. That's the thing. I mean, this thing's a 1980 model, you know. I mean, it just keeps going. You know. I do have a 12.5 horsepower ride mower from Lowe's that this year will be its 20th season cutting grass, and it's pretty good. But you know, I haven't had to do hardly anything. I got this thing about the same time as that one, the Lowe's 12.5 horsepower, and this thing, I haven't done anything to this thing hardly. I got a blade for it once, and just other things that I had to fix on it. I let somebody borrow it, and they broke this. Yeah, this whole thing in there. What they did was they put this gear in. You know, they put the they turn on the blades, right? And then you step on this to lock it in. Well, when they had this like this, they wanted to let the PATO, they didn't let their feet how they're supposed to. So they just jerked and jerked that back and broke the dam. I don't know, I had a spring and some other crap back there. But this is a damn good mower. I got this thing for free. Guy I know, his mom passed away, and that was her mower, and yeah, he wanted me to have it, so what can you say? Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. But the 30-inch ones, these ones last forever. Like I'm saying, anything from like 1985 to 95. These ones where they stand up on the back. The new ones, like if you go to Walmart, you see these damn things there. They're not the same thing as this. They're not the same thing as this. This deck is like 150 thousandths thick or something like that. It's thick, compared to the ones at Walmart. They're not made the same. The whole gearing and they don't have that thing on the back. Like that thing on the back where you can stand it up and work on the blades. Take the blades off and on real easy and sharpen them and all that. They don't do that no more. That's weird. I don't really get it. But this thing is a kind of overkill for this. I think the perfect motor for a snapper, like a 41-inch cut or something like that, would probably be about a 12 horsepower, 12 and a half. There's no need to go any further than that. This thing gets pretty bad gas mileage, but pretty awesome though. Pretty awesome. It's got two brake pedals. One's a clutch and a brake. This one's the auxiliary brake. But I've been working on this thing, screwing around, just cleaning it up. I've rewired the whole entire thing. Oh, these things leak. See this little, if anybody got a tip for me on here. Last season I put silicone. I cleaned this up and let it dry and cleaned it and washed it and everything else and got the oil out of both sides of this thing. The dipsticker and the metal part and all that. And cleaned it up well. I mean real good. And put silicone and squished this thing down, tightened this real good. And this year it was gone. It was leaking again. This year I put Permatex, the red kind, the high heat. I don't know how that does with gas. It's probably the same damn thing. But I mean, it's hard finding something. I know super glue is impervious to gas. I don't know about oil. Nothing works there. I guess get a new one of those rubber things. They didn't leak from the factory. I mean, I'd be willing to do that too. But these things start a whole lot easier if you put one of these ground straps from the motor to the ground. Just ground on the frame. I don't know why, but they do. I don't even think this one has one. But anyway, I've talked long enough. If anybody wants to know anything about snappers or watch this thing cut, let me know. This probably way overdid it though.